Original songs written by Girls Just Want to Have Fun pop icon Cyndi Lauper, the winner of every major Best Musical Award in the industry. Combine all of these together, and you have the hit Broadway musical Kinky Boots. The FSCJ Artist Series production of Kinky Boots runs through Sunday night at the Times Union Center. And joining us is one of the stars of the show, Rose Hemingway.
Rose!
Welcome!
Hi.
All right, so Kinky Boots is based off a British film. So quickly, what is the summary of the plot? Because it sounds exciting already.
Yeah, so it's a story about a young guy who sort of begrudgingly inherits a shoe factory that he soon finds out is going under. And by chance, he meets a drag queen and realizes
Life-changing already.
Baby.
And realizes that he has an opportunity to sort of save the factory by partnering with Lola, this drag queen. And yeah, it's a story about acceptance and love and understanding, and sort of set in this backdrop of Northampton, England, and the shoe factory.
Let's talk about the role that you play, because you played the lead role, and there's all kinds of great stuff. I mean, you get fired, you blow up at your boss, you also get to design, obviously, your own line of shoes, which is super cool, and they're called Kinky Boots.
They are called Kinky Boots.
So tell us about that.
Well, so just to clear that up, I don't do the designing, really. It's Lola, the drag queen, who is the designer of these Kinky Boots. Where Lauren sort of comes into play is that she's a factory worker, and she is being fired by her boss, Charlie Price, and he's sort of at a loss, and she is the one who plays the pivotal part of convincing him that he needs to find a niche market, that he needs to zero in on something that we can sell to keep the factory going. And that's how he gets the idea to team up with Lola and her Kinky Boots.
Well, I'll tell you, this week it has been, I have heard Kinky Boots probably 734 times.
We've seen them everywhere too.
Oh my gosh.
The FSCJ, if you follow FSCJ Artist Series on Instagram, you've seen the Kinky Boots all over Jacksonville.
Yes.
It's really funny.
Not just that, but some people who may have attended a soft opening or media night, whatever, it's all over. So
everywhere.
It is phenomenal, but I have to ask you, as a girl, as a woman, you get to change shoes quite a bit in this. How many pairs of heels do you actually change into for the production?
Well, for the majority, the entirety of the first act, I'm actually in a sensible pair of what I like to call snedges. And they are
the sneaker wedges.
Yeah.
Because I'm a factory worker, and it's set in the early 2000s, so it's got that sort of like, you know,
she's Spice Girls,
And then I change into when I become an executive at the factory for Act 2, I change into a boot wedge. A bed.
Still wedge.
I guess. And then finally, I get two really fabulous stiletto booties at the end. So not as many as I would like to be able to wear, but it's a lot of fun.
It's one of the as your character kind of evolves in the play, the shoes also evolve.
And at the end, I'm wearing my little version of the Kinky Boots, which is these cute red booties.
I love. So you actually made your Broadway debut opposite Daniel Radcliffe, aka Harry Potter. Kind of a big deal in the 2011 revival of How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. What was that like? What was it like working with him?
He is. I have nothing but wonderful things to say about him. He's hardworking, kind, a fabulous leader. It was everything you'd dream it would be. That job was a dream come true, really. Yeah.
Did you drop any Harry Potter puns when you were around him? Any sad Harry Potter jokes?
The worst I ever did was people would always ask me what it was like to work with him, and that was kind of the only question I got throughout, and it just became my rote answer to say it's magical.
Oh, how cute is that? So let's have a little girl chat, me and you, just between you and I.
Okay.
Oh, we'll just hang out here on the end.
Right. So you actually, there was a kissing scene involved.
Yeah.
And you actually got to kiss Daniel and heartthrob Nick Jonas.
I did.
Who
was a better kisser?
I don't kiss and tell.
Come on, girl.
They were both magical.
Yeah, they were both magical.
Oh, look at you.
I'm just helping a girl out. You can't pick between Daniel Radcliffe and Nick Jonas.
But Nick Jonas, that's like, yes.
Down, Henny.
Yeah.
Fall back. Fall back. Easy girl. Hold up.
Right. So growing up, you come from a very big family.
I do.
As a kid, as a young girl, did you ever imagine when you were, say, 6 years old in the house with your other 8 siblings, did you ever imagine this is where you'd be?
You know, I wanted to be an actress from the time I can remember. This is what I always wanted, what I always expected would happen. And I think it probably stems from being one of 9, because you have to sort of fight for attention. And that was my way of doing it, was, you know, getting on the coffee table and singing and making my siblings put shows on. And
of course.
Yeah,
they're the crew. That's why you have siblings.
Exactly.
But we all do that, but you actually landed your dream role. We all did that when we were kids too, but we just didn't do it well.
Yeah, we're just here.
Very lucky.
So how many auditions do you go on? Do you do auditions all the time, or you?
Yes, very frequently. I was just telling your producer that I had to check it out for my taxes. I was trying to figure out how many auditions I was on last year, and I think a very conservative number was 100.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, it's
Shout out
crazy.
to you doing your
One
taxes,
job,
though.
though.
Right.
One job. Thank you, Kinky Boots.
Nice.
That's all it takes.
That's what you need. You just need the one.
Just go straight to the top.
Yeah, that's right.
Why does Kinky Boots hold such a special place in your heart?
You know, I think it's most of all that it really goes beyond the story of the drag queens and the glitz and the glam and the shoe factory. It's about learning to accept people for who they are and learning to understand other people's life experiences and what you can take from that. And I think it's a message that we can all stand to sort of take in, especially these days.
Oh, absolutely.
And you know, just take a minute to recognize that somebody else's life experience is very different, and they might have something to offer, and you might be surprised at how it changes you. And I think we see that on a daily basis, taking this show throughout the country, that people are really moved by it, and I'm really proud and grateful to be a part of that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, going to this show, the message is obviously great, but is this a show for, you know, that parents can bring their kids to, or is it like adults only?
No, it actually, despite the name Kinky Boots, that sounds risque, it actually is a family show. We say 10 to however old.
Oh, cool.
You know, and there's nothing that's too scandalous.
Except the boots.
The boots are scandalous. A little sexy, a little kinky. So have you had any people that come up to you like after the show to say anything to you? Is there anything that you can remember right off the top of your head that's really impactful for them?
I wasn't personally there, but the story that comes to mind, we do a fundraiser every year for Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS, and there was a father and a daughter who recently had come out to him as lesbian.
Oh, wow.
And they came up to some of our cast members and expressed how the show had helped him understand a little better and accept her for who she was, and I think that's one of many stories.
That's so impactful. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, this show sounds like a blast. So obviously, if you want to see it, Kinky Boots runs now through May 7th at the Times Union Center. For more information, visit fscjartistseries.org. Up next, a beauty checkup. Noreen Young is here with the latest and greatest beauty trends that might be worth a try. Stay with us.
Hey, Noreen.
Is your body storing fat more easily?